Okay, get yourself ready for your morning practice. So sit yourself on a lift and come into a good cross-leg position. So once you're in cross legs, just have a little wiggle about. Make sure that you're sitting evenly. Finding levelness at the seat bones. Just spend a moment just listening to your breath. Hold onto your knees and elevate the heart area up to the ceiling, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. After you've been sitting for a little while, perhaps you observe that you're not level at all. So just adjust the buttock flesh just until you feel like there is levelness at the seat bones. Elevate the heart area up to the ceiling and draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Look at something that doesn't move and fill your lungs from the bottom to the top. Fill in your lungs evenly from the top to the bottom, and emptying them evenly from the top to the bottom. I think I said that the wrong way around. Fill your lungs evenly from the bottom to the top, and empty your lungs from the top to the bottom. So breathing in from the bottom of the lungs to the top of the lungs. Breathing out from the top of the lungs to the bottom of the lungs. Release your knees, bring your hands into Namaste. Push the palms firmly together, lengthen from your armpits into your elbows. Elbows into the heels of your hands, the heels of your hands into the fingertips. And with an exhalation, allow your eyes to gently close. Continuing to focus on filling the lungs evenly from the bottom to the top and emptying them from the top to the bottom, keeping the heart area elevating upwards. Just focus on listening to the sound of the inhalation, the sound of the exhalation. With an out breath, draw your chin down to meet your chest. Lift your chest up to meet your chin. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Just spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area, and then gently release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. Bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb, lengthening the other fingers away from the palms of the hands, just a gesture of wisdom, of abundance and physical intelligence and peacefulness that we can carry with us into our practice as an intention. Hold on to that sensation of abundance as you raise your head and allow your eyes to softly open. Hold on to your knees, lift up into the chest, elevating the heart area upwards, drawing the shoulders down. So you lengthen out the neck. Take a good deep inhalation, and then with following exhalation, draw the abdomen across to the right side, draw the ribs, draw the shoulders, keep the neck soft. Just turn to the right side. Using each subsequent exhalation to intensify the rotation. As you turn, observe the balance of the seat bones and work to maintain levelness. So perhaps you need to move the torso back between the two hips to bring that sensation of levelness. Come back to the center, hold on to your knees and elevate the heart area upwards, drawing the shoulders down. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the left. Dig the back hand firmly into the floor. Draw the abdomen across and the ribs and the shoulders, just observing the sensations of the pose, the freedom that the pose brings into the physical body. Acknowledging the resistance, but also acknowledging areas of freedom within the physical body. And balancing your attention between resistance and freedom, just as you balance the seat bones. Back to the center. Just hold on to your knees and just work to elevate the heart area upwards, just lengthening the torso up to the sky, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. And then come off the seat bones, sit back on your heels Sit back on your heels and just feel that sensation of the legs moulding themselves into the mat. So stretching into the toes, allow the shins to press into the floor. You can always get hold of the front of the knee and draw the knee forward so that you really make good contact with the shins. Just feel that deep sensation of extension along the fronts of the shins. Press the shin bone consciously into the shin skin. Observe that the thighs activate when you consciously activate the legs. When the thighs activate, you can elevate up into the heart area, up into the spine. Keep the seat bones down on the heels and then walk your hands forwards. Keep the head lifted as you come down. Stretch into the fingertips. Spread the palms. And then finally bring the forehead down. Turn the tailbone in. Just feel the stretch of the lower lumbar spreading from the center of the spine into the hips, spreading from the lumbar down into the tailbone. Keep lengthening from the hips into the armpits, into the elbows, into the wrists, into the palms, into the fingertips. Just breathing even deep inhalations and exhalations, feeling the body's resistance, feeling the body's extension and freedom. Listen to the breath. Feel the lungs from the bottom to the top. Breathing consciously and evenly. Observing that in this position, maybe the breath feels different. Maybe it feels a little restricted. If it feels overly restricted, put a block underneath your head. Activate the pose from the fingertips into the tiptoes. Keep the shins activated so that the thighs are activated, so that the spine is activated. Come up onto your knees. Have your hands as wide apart as your mat. Turn your toes under. Step your feet back, turn your toes under. And then come up into dog down. Have your feet as wide apart as the mat. Just come up into dog down and feel where your pose is today. Feel how it feels in the shoulders and in the hips and in the legs. And observe the balance of action. When you first come into the pose for the first time, maybe there is resistance here today that isn't there normally. Just feel your way into the physical pose and then activate the legs. Activate the fronts of the thighs, lifting the fronts of the thighs up towards the top of the leg. Turning the fronts of the thighs inwards, pushing the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs. So that the heels start to separate. Push the fronts of the shins into the backs of the shins. Press the fronts of the knees through to the backs of the knees. So that the legs truly activate. Lift the seat bones. Lift the tailbone. Draw the shoulder blades in towards the front chest. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Keep the breath deep and even. Step the feet forwards, come up into a standing position. And then get a couple of blocks for your hands. Bring your feet as wide apart as your mat. Bring your feet as wide apart as the mat so that you actually feel the edge of the mat on the outside edge of the heel. Feel that the little toe is on the edge of the mat. Have a quick look down, make sure your feet are in line with each other. Sometimes when I've done all that preparation with kind of feeling where the feet are, then I look one foot's further forwards than the other. So make sure that the feet are in line with each other and the heels are hitting outwards. Lift, have your hands on your hips and then walk the thumbs towards each other behind the back. Wing the elbows together, lift up into the heart area. Lift up into the heart area. Activating the legs, tighten the kneecaps. And then come forwards, hinging at the hips. Hinging at the hips. Keeping the fronts of the legs pushing through to the backs of the legs. Reach down. Bring your blocks underneath your shoulder blades. Sorry, that underneath your shoulders, not the shoulder blades. Blocks underneath the shoulders. And then project the chin and the chest forwards. Activate the legs in the way that we were doing in dog down. Feel your balance of action. My internal balance feels a little all over the place today. So all we take from that is an observation and an observation to activate. So we observe without judgment. And then with some focus and concentration, then the internal balance, and by internal balance I mean the balance of action, becomes more even. If you can go down lower. If you've got a bad back, stay on the higher lift. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. If you can reach down to the floor, then do. But each time, observe how the different pose affects the internal balance of action. Observe where your weight is in your feet. If it's pushed towards your toes, then hit the legs back so that it goes into your heel. If you can reach around the outsides of the heels and draw the body in, then do. But observing your balance of action, your balance of activation. Okay, release your hands down to the floor. Just project the chin and the chest forwards. And then just walk your hands towards the end of your mat. Have your hands shoulder width this time. Step your feet back. Have the feet hip width apart. And then come back up into dog down. Just again observing your balance of action. Maybe this time it feels different. Maybe it feels a little more activated, more evenly. Maybe not. Keep the breath deep and soft, but full. Breathing from the bottom of the lungs to the top emptying from the top to the bottom. Okay, step your feet forwards, come up into a standing position, and then come up into Tadasana. Just feel how you've woken up the body. Observe how the physical body feels at this precise moment in time. Listen to the breath. Activate your legs like you're in Tadasana. Like we are in Tadasana, like you're in dog down, is what I meant. Turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. Press the fronts of the legs through to the backs of the legs. But this time tuck the tailbone in to soften the lumbar. Draw the belly button to the spine, lift the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone. Turn the palms all the way out to the sides of the room so that you rotate the upper arms in the sockets. Spread the fingers, work for evenness of action. Between the left side and the right side, between the front and the back, between the legs and the torso, legs and the arms and the torso, the arms and the legs. The action and the breath. Bring your arms out nice and wide in toward your chest, and then step or jump your feet nice and wide for trikonasana. Keep your hands on your hips. Turn your left toes in, and the right leg and foot all the way out. Now sometimes when we come into trikonasana, the side that you're going over towards, sometimes that feels like it kind of shrinks. So it feels like you quite often see this kind of shorter side and this longer side. But ideally, two sides of the torso should be level. So when you come over, that's the kind of action that we try and lengthen into here. But that's easier said than done, isn't it? So I want you to rotate the legs outwards. So it's the opposite of Tadasana. Turn the inner legs to the outer legs, the big toe side to the little toe side, the inner knee around to the outer knee. Prioritize the front leg, but also activate that back leg in the same way. Keep your hands on your hips. Now that action of the legs will give you a bit more space in the hips. So come over to the side, really focusing on lengthening from the thigh into the armpit on that right side. Just come over to the side and then reach down. Now you won't go down as low as you normally do, but you'll be coming down with levelness, and that's important. To lengthen this right armpit away from the right hip. Turn the top shoulder towards the back of the room. Really rotate it towards the back of the room. Draw the abdomen to the ceiling. Draw the chest up to the ceiling. And then reach up with the top hand. So you might find that you can go down low on the shin, but keep that right side of the torso lengthened. Look up or look forwards. Have a quick look down, make sure that your head is in line with the foot. If it's not, then lift the chest a little more, squeeze the front leg, buttock bone forwards, and then look up. Breathe in and out through the nose, feeling the lungs evenly from the bottom to the top. Feel that balance of action between the legs, between the two legs, pushing that back leg firmly into the floor. lifting from the feet into the hips, into the spine. Come up, come back to the centre, keep your arms outstretched, swap the feet around, turn the right toes in slightly, and the left leg and foot all the way out. You can bring your hands onto your hips. Just go back to this turn from the inner thigh to the outer thigh. It's useful to sometimes just get hold of the thigh and physically turn it. Do the same with the other leg. Have your hands on your hips, lengthening evenly into both sides of the torso. And then keeping this left side long as you come down. Overreaching down. So you're unlikely to be lower than you normally are. But that doesn't matter. Turn the abdomen to the ceiling. Turn the chest to the ceiling. Turn the top shoulder towards the back of the room. Keep the legs turning consciously. Feel that there's levelness of action between the two legs. Reach up, look up. Feel that the body is in alignment, that the hip of that front leg is in line with the heel of the front leg. Breathe even deep inhalations. Maintain focus on both legs. And then come back to the centre, bring the feet parallel. And then step or jump your feet back together. And back into Tadasana. Just listen to the breath. Focus on long, slow, deep, deliberate breaths. Stretch your arms out in front, interlock the fingers right into the webbing of the hands, turn the palms all the way out, and then raise your arms over your head. Turn the legs in Tadasana, turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. So you feel the backs of the thighs broadening outwards. Squeeze the outer elbows in. Maintain the focus on the breath. And then release your arms. Swap the interlock of the fingers so the other index finger is on the top of the stack. Stretch your arms out in front and then again raise your arms over your head. Just listening to the sound of the inhalation and the exhalation. Just enjoying this present moment, the feeling of being alive in the body. Every breath is affirmation of existence. Every breath brings energy into the physical body. And then gently release your arms. Let's come back into Tadasana. Turn the palms all the way out, rotating the upper arms in the sockets. Just listening to the breath. Just feeling the energy in the muscles and in the skin. Feel how you have woken the body up from the inside. And then release. Just stand towards the back edge of your mat. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards your chest, and then step or jump your feet nice and wide as you can for prasarita padottanasana. So have your feet in line with the heels in line with the edge of the mat, and then you know that your feet are in alignment. Have your thumbs on the small of the back, on the top of the gluteus muscles, and then wing the elbows back. Activate the legs, tighten the kneecaps. Turn the fronts of the thighs inwards, tadasana legs. Lift from the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, to the chin. Turn your toes in slightly to help you to turn the legs inwards. Keep turning the fronts of the thighs inwards, and then hinge at the hips. Come forwards, hinging at the hips. When you are halfway, then reach down. If you can't reach the floor, then just come onto blocks. But whatever you do, be on fingertips rather than heels of the hand, which becomes a collapsing action. Heels of the hands, you collapse. Fingertips, you lift. So nice and wide with the legs. And then project the chin and the chest forwards. Turn the fronts of the thighs consciously inwards. Lifting the seat bones, lifting the tailbone. Projecting the chin and the chest forwards. So reaching down to the floor. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Listening to the breath. So you might just want to stay at this stage, just keeping the legs hitting back so that you press the weight into the heels of the feet, projecting the chin and the chest forwards. So you might just stay here, keep the head lifted, look forwards, drive the chin and the chest forwards. If you want to go further, you hinge at the hips, keeping the head lifted. Bring your heels of your hands in line with the heels of the feet. And then bring the head down onto the floor. Use blocks under your feet, under your head, if you need it. Keep the shoulders away from your ears. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. If you can reach around the outsides of the ankles, just pulling them inwards. But keeping the weight away from your head, hitting the legs back so that your weight is consciously in both heels. Again, just observing your balance of action. And then walk your hands forwards, come back into the halfway point. This time bring your heels down onto the floor, bend your knees, and then step or jump your feet back together. And then come up into Tadasana. Have the inner edge of your feet together, lifting up into the chest. Raise your arms up. I have to go sideways for this. Raise your arms up into urdhva hastasana. Keep your arms straight. Have your arms shoulder width apart if you can. If you can't straighten your arms, bring your arms wide enough apart so that you can straighten them. Lift the heart area to the skies. Just work on your Tadasana, maintaining your Tadasana. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then release your arms. And then just come down onto your back and come into supta baddangulyasana. So pull the feet towards each other. Have the feet as close to the seat bones as you can. Let the knees fall apart. Have your hands on your lower ribs. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Listen into the breath. Just feel that through our yoga practice we connect mentally with the physical body. Bring our attention into the limbs. We observe how the physical body feels. Just listen to the sound of the in-breath, the sound of the out-breath. Consciously pushing the outside edge of the feet together, pushing the heels together, just to create compactness in the hips. If there's discomfort in your hips, you can put blocks underneath the outsides of the thighs, but if you press the feet consciously together, then the pose begins to activate from the feet up into the hips, and then you can lengthen from the hips up into the abdomen, drawing the abdomen towards the spine, broadening the abdomen into the abdominal walls, lengthening the spine away from the hips, lengthening into the top of the head. Bringing action into the physical body. Raise your arms up to reach the ceiling. Keep the outside edge of the shoulder blade down on the floor as you reach. Interlock the fingers right into the webbing of the hands in baddangulyasana, like we did standing up. Turn the palms all the way out. And then keeping those shoulder blades down, extend your arms along the floor. If there's any discomfort in your shoulders, put a folded blanket or a block or some blocks underneath your hands just to support your shoulders. Otherwise, just feel the body in connection with the ground, activating the feet and the legs and the torso, being conscious that the body is here. Drawing your attention into the physical sensation of the pose, into the breath, which brings your attention into the present moment. And the thing about the present is that we can do something with it. We can't do anything about the past. Can't do anything about the future other than shape this particular moment. So being in the present moment gives us the opportunity to just observe the present, to be at one in time and space in the physical body. Release the arms up to the ceiling, swap the interlock of the fingers, turn the palms all the way out, and again extend your arms along the floor. Just maintaining that presence in the physicality of the pose, the physicality of the breath, in the nowness of our activity. Release your arms. Just bring your hands to the ribs. Let the legs relax. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Just enjoying this present moment. And then gently draw your knees together. Have the knees together and the feet apart. Just rest in the hips. So that's pretty strong in the hips, isn't it? If you really activate your legs, you really activate the hips. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. And then roll yourself up into a seated position and then come down onto your front. So lengthen the fronts of the legs away from the hips. Turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. Point your toes, be on your elbows. So we're going to do bhekasana, or at least half bhekasana, bhekasana. So lift up into the chest. Activate the legs, turn the fronts of the thighs inwards like you're doing tadasana. Have the feet slightly apart, tuck the tailbone in, lift the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, to the chin. So if you've got sore knees or uncomfortable knees, that you might want to just do this nice and gently. So you're going to bend up the right foot and then reach back with the right arm and get hold of the foot. Bring your hand onto the top of the foot and then you just bring the heel alongside the hip. Don't bring it out to the side. You want the inner heel to slide along the outside of the hip. A really good stretch into the quads. If you're comfortable there, then you can turn the palm so that the fingers are in the same direction as the toes. Really lift the chest and then draw the heel down along the outside edge of the hip down towards the floor. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Just keeping the chest lifted, keeping the chest directly forwards. And then release. So it feels really good in the quads, doesn't it? Lift up into the chest, just reset yourself in the Tadasana legs, in the crocodile, upper body, and then bend the left leg. Reach back, bring your hand onto the top of the foot, and then encourage that knee to bend. Encourage the outside edge of the heel to slide across the outside edge of the hip. Feel that they make connection. If you can, you turn the palm so that the fingers are in the same direction. The heel of the hand is on the top of the foot. And then there's always a bit of a twist of the spine, so keep the chest looking forwards directly, shoulders level as much as possible. Driving that heel along the outside of the hip. Make sure that they feel that they're touching each other. Okay, and then gently release. And then just rest your head, make a little pillow with the two hands, and then rest your forehead on the back of the hands. Just observe how the body feels alive with energy. Rest in your back. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders, push yourself up into a seated position, have your big toes together, your knees apart, and then stretch forwards into Adho Mukha virasana, just stretching out the back in the opposite direction. Keeping the seat bones down on the heels as much as you possibly can. Just feeling the aliveness of the moment. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and then push yourself up into a seated position. Just feel the energy of the upper body. Just feel the lightness of your energy in the chest and in the arms and in the legs. Just sit yourself in cross legs. If you need to sit on a lift, then do. Otherwise, you can just sit directly onto the floor. So you can do half padottanasana if you can, but don't struggle. Just be in cross legs otherwise. Have your hands on your knees. Lift up into the chest. Elevating the heart area up to the ceiling. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right side, just feeling how the pose feels different to how it felt at the beginning. Just keeping the head in line with the shoulders, but turning the shoulders, turning the ribs, turning the abdomen. Come back to the centre, hold on to your knees, lift up into the chest, and then turn to the left. And then come back to the centre, come down onto your back, and then get hold of the sides of the mat alongside the hips, and then straighten the legs up to the ceiling. If you're not doing an inversion, you can do supta baddha again. So feet together, knees apart, resting on the floor, but see if you can lift up into the legs. We're not going to stay very long, just brief inversion, lengthening the spine along the floor, just again staying present within the physical body. Just listening to the sound of your breath, the sound of the in-breath, the sound of the out-breath. Okay, and then bend your knees, just pull your knees in towards your chest, have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. Grab a blanket and then bring that for underneath your head. Sit yourself up a second. If you feel like you might be cold, have a blanket. So my feet get cold in this. So we're just going to lay ourselves down along the centre of the mat. Blanket underneath the back of the neck and the head. So make sure you're in a really good straight line right down the centre of the mat. And then let the feet fall apart. Just move the equipment out of the way if it's in the way at the sides of you. And then just rest down into the floor. Let the body become heavy on the floor. Observe how it connects to the ground. Unhook the muscles of the arms and the legs. So the limbs become heavy on the floor. From that heaviness, observe the sensation of physical lightness that radiates from the bones and into the muscles. Energetic lightness radiating from the bones into the muscles and into the organs. Sending healing energy into the organs, into the muscles, and into the flesh, and into the skin. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute your energy down into the tips of the toes, the tips of the fingers, and up into the top of the head. basking in that feeling of energetic lightness. Just enjoying the nowness of this relaxation. And when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Bring yourself back into this pose of sirvasana. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. Just a gentle massage on the spine. And then roll over onto your right side. Just stay down for a breath or two. Straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. And then just bring yourself up into cross legs with your hands in the masti, just a final spinal lift. Draw your breath in through your nose down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice this morning, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends and the twists and the inversions bring to the body and to the mind. And then draw your chin down to meet your chest. Spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you've created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then gently release the backs of your hands down towards your knees. Palms facing upwards, and then as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel as though you've really elevated your energy, giving yourself good, positive energy to put into your day. So thank you very much for joining me.